Tana Umaga, folks, he's going to coach Moana Pasifika for the next 3 years. This was essentially the worst kept secret in New Zealand rugby for the last, I want to say, week or two. It's been kind of rumoured and all but confirmed that Tana would be taking over from Aaron Major, but it has now been confirmed. We'll go over some of Tana's kind of coaching record, and you guys can let us know your thoughts on whether or not he will be successful. What is going to be successful for Moana Pasifika? So it is a 3-year deal, which is a decent set of time for Tana to get the team playing the way he wants, and that's the same amount of time he was with the Blues. Now, you got to remember, before he took over the Blues, he was with Counties Manukau in the NPC, and he did all right with Counties. He had a positive coaching record, 26 wins, 19 losses, and a draw. And I vaguely remember at the time when he got the Blues job that there was a little bit of talk, like, is it 1 year too early? Does Tana need a little bit more experience? And it didn't kind of seem to initially when he took over the Blues job, because his initial season with the Blues in 2016, remember, it's back when we had 18-team Super Rugby. He gets 8 wins, 6 losses, and a draw, which is not good enough for the playoffs, but it's still at least a winning record. I mean, the Blues finished with 39 points, and the, I think, bottom place qualifier from this part of the world was the Crusaders with 50. So still a fair way off the playoffs, but a darn sight better than what John Kerwin had done the year before when he led them to like second to last and 13 losses and 3 wins. So it was a big improvement for Tana in his first year. However, as you can kind of see year by year, the record kind of slips after the initial bump. It's kind of unable to be maintained. The next year, they get 1 less win, 1 more loss, although they do finish actually higher on the log, but with 2 fewer points. So I guess in that season, it was a slightly less competitive year with the top teams kind of snapping up more of the points. Again, the Blues on 37 points missed the playoffs, with the Highlanders finishing on 51. So still a wee way off the kind of next worst New Zealand team when Tana was in charge. And that year they had a big loss to the Sunwolves in the final round. They got hammered like 48-21. That one still kind of burns on my Blues fan soul. And then 2018 was pretty similar to John Kerwin's final year when he went 13-3. Tana's team went 4-12. 22 points, second to last. So it had kind of gone full circle. You know, that initial bump just kept trending the wrong way. That year the Blues beat the Lions, who were a good team that year actually, which was a surprise win. They beat the Sunwolves, the Waratahs, and the Reds. So no success against New Zealand teams. Couple of Aussie wins, beat the Sunwolves, and then one of the South African teams away from home. So yeah, it didn't go that flash for the Blues under Tana. Now I must admit, the next year when Leon McDonald took over, they went like 5-10-1. So it wasn't like an immediate turnaround from Leon McDonald. But you'd have to say the Blues certainly went from that initial coaching point upwards rather than downwards, even if the final season trended a wee bit down with the Blues not doing as well this year. But Tana did stay with the Blues. He was defence coach. Then he went to do some work with his wife during some vitamin company that they run, and then he was back with the Blues as a consultant. So he's been involved in rugby pretty much the whole time, whether he's been a head coach or not, barring that year he took off to work on the family business. And he did say in the breakdown that he was kind of keen to get back to a head coaching role. So that's good. Not everybody who has a year like that is keen to put their hand back up. A lot of guys step away, but Tana does seem keen. He is working with Manu Samoa right now, and you'd have to think of all the people to take over from Aaron Major. And remember, Aaron Major was rumoured to have kind of lost the dressing room a bit with the Moana Pasifika guys. Maybe Tana is going to have that extra something that some of these guys need. Maybe there's going to be more willing guys to sign for Moana Pasifika. It's certainly a more secure option now. Like, I think in their first couple of years, Moana Pasifika were essentially just having to pick up anybody who didn't have a Super Rugby contract. But now that they're an established franchise, and they've got a pretty big name coach, man. I mean, former All Blacks captain. Like, his name is certainly bigger as a captain than it is as a player than it is as a coach. But still, big name player, commands a lot of respect. Now he's coaching again. Maybe he's going to be able to get some decent some talent across the line, some better talent, some guys to sign some contracts, and yeah, we'll see what they're able to do. I'm still kind of pessimistic, but he's coming into a side which only won one game last season and has 3 wins across 2 years. So the bar is pretty low. Even if he was to get a 4-12 record or whatever it would be with the amount of games played, that would still be an improvement on the previous year. So we will see. Fingers crossed they get some more games in Samoa. That would be nice to see. But yeah, Tana back into the coaching scene as the head coach for Moana Pasifika. What do you guys reckon? Do you think he will be able to turn the franchise around, or do you think they are kind of doomed to live off the dregs of the guys who didn't get Super Rugby contracts with the other New Zealand teams? They should have an inside running on any guys who are the kind of emerging talents from the likes of Samoa and Tonga, like the on-island talent rather than kind of New Zealand-based talent. But anyway, you guys let us know your thoughts, and yes, I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.